The view from the road, eye appeal matters. Mind Sculpt Games. I'm Darcy, writing Sculpting Game Store Retail, a book about why we do what we do at our retail store, Mind Sculpt Games. And this is about the exterior view, the view from the road, and how much eye appeal matters. So we run a friendly local game store. We're going into year 8 of our business, and this location we've been in since about 2020. We moved in 2019, right before the Christmas season, and it's a great location. We picked it. I eyed this building for like 3 years, and when it became available at a lower price, I sniped it. And one of the important parts of this building is that we have frontage to the busiest road through our town, the highest traffic zone in our area. Walmart picked it, Starbucks picked it. There are ways down that way down the road. So, we lose a little traffic when people are done going to Walmart and head right back out of town. But this highway has the highest traffic count through town, and that matters. And when we have that high traffic count, we want our front of our store to be our best billboard. So we do have the big sign up there. It's two-sided. It lights at night. We have the sign up front. It also lights at night. It has our logo. It has our name. Now, I'll be honest, those signs are expensive, and if I could go back in time and redo them a little bit, I'd probably thicken up the font so that the name could be read from further away. That's the one downside, is when I thought about our brand and our logo, I used the logo we used online, and I didn't think about it from a football field away, and I probably should have made that a little bit thicker. So if I could redo that, I would. But our colors, the red, white, and black, that's the local school colors. It's also the color of a Pokeball, conveniently. But Mind Sculpt Games brands with local colors, local awareness. You can see our sign from both sides of the road because it's two-sided, and you can see the sign from the front. Now, one of the best things I think we've done, so the building, we didn't actually paint the building. When we bought it, the colors already matched our colors. That was kind of lucky. But the color match is also nice on the building for eye appeal. But what I think we do best is actually this window up front has window covers on it. Now, let's get into this a little bit. What we want to do with this is we want our store to invite curiosity from the road. We want kids in the back seat to say, "Whoa, Mom, they got Lego there." Or, "Whoa, they sell board games or dice," or, "I can get video games there because I see that controller." We want to invite curiosity and make them think, "Wow, that's a big store. How much is inside of that?" And also, we want them to think, "I already have an idea of what's inside that. I would feel comfortable there." So our colors are vibrant. They're friendly. They look like a mom would appreciate them. We do use some yellows and pinks on that spectrum, some greens. So, it invites both genders into the store. It's not dark. It doesn't look dirty. We wanted a clean, vibrant window cover. And the goal is that we catch your eye from the street, and you don't have to see any of our marketing online, even though we do have a Facebook post for travelers whose geolocation shows that they don't live in town, but they're in town. And we don't necessarily want you to have to hear from word of mouth, but that you could drive through the busiest street in our town, see our window appearance, and think, "I really want to go in there." So we try to have this clear window display. We got legible signage, although I wish I made the font thicker. We have night lighting. And then you can see over here, this parking lot, the concreted area came with the first building that we bought. And then parking's so important, we actually bought the building next to us, and we rented out to the people that sold it to us because we don't need the front of the building, but we wanted to secure the parking. So the parking lot that you can see here, that's all Mind Sculpt Games. There's also some parking that could happen on the back side along the curb, but that really doesn't happen. That'd be super overflow, and it's kind of in a residential area. So our parking right there is the main thing that we go for. We do also, in that window, got lost. That window over there, we have more seasonal signage, and that's got like stuff that Magic sends us or Pokemon sends us that we can switch out every once in a while. It does get window faded. Some of those clings. So this stuff over here that we had professionally done, Mark Signs did that. That's a local business. I sent him some ideas. He sent me the draft back. I said, that looks great. He put it up. I've taken a razor blade to some of the edges to trim it up because it's been there. Wow, has that been there 4 years now? 3 years? I'm not exactly sure. We bought the building. We had to take down a stage in front because it was a furniture store. So they put couches where the window would be visible. And then we took that down and used it. And then we didn't want them to see the back of our bookshelves because we try to use every inch of space in that building that we can. So that's our puzzle aisles right up against the window, which lets us capitalize more on the floor space. And then also have a billboard on the front of our store advertising what we have in it. And that stuff doesn't fade with the sun, but I do take the razor blade to it because the wind and the water will age the edges, but you can cut the edges and not lose the picture. So I'm sure eventually I'll have to replace that, but for a while I can just kind of clean it up. But that window invites our customers in. And then this one kind of gives them an idea of new things. So we advertise puzzles, Pokemon, Magic, Haba, Lego. Some of our best-selling board games are advertised in there, like Ticket to Ride, not Once Upon a Time. And then Catan and Carcassonne. So we have the steady. This is what Mindscope Games looks like. We know this is attractive. People can see it as they're driving by. Big window and then a little more seasonal window. And I don't know if you can see it very well. I obviously can't stand in the middle of the road. And from the other side, you can't see it, everything. But we post our hours up there so you can see that too. And you can see it when you drive by, but it's probably not the driver that sees all the hours. But if you get the 10 to 10 on weekdays, then you're probably good. And you assume we're open on the weekends because we're a card store. That's what we're supposed to do. Have a lot of hours so people can feel consistent. So at Mindscope Games, using some retail science strategies, we wanted a location that would have high traffic count. We wanted a location that we would have high visibility from the road. And then we want to capitalize on that visibility. So we brand with local colors. We have a sign you can see from both sides. It lights up at night. We have a sign from the front that continues that branding, and it's right above the main colorful attraction. The billboard we stuck on our own windows with local assistance through marked signs that tells people without any words what we have inside, and then some more seasonal items. And that eye appeal really helps us catch customers. And I'll be honest, if we were only relying on local customers, things like population trends or people moving out or people getting tired and saying, I've got 50 board games already. I don't need 5 more this year. I only need 2, Darcy. They would affect us a little more. But if we can capitalize on driving traffic and get people from 30 miles away, get people from New York, get people that visit grandma once a year and then they find out about this store, not because grandma talks about it, but because they drive by it and their kids are looking for something to do and they're like, let's go here every year. That's really important. Really important to scale our business, that we not only capture our locals who might saturate with closet space on how much board game, bulk they want to buy, but that we can catch people that don't normally come to a store like this and introduce them to a really cool experience and make sure they feel welcomed, comfortable, and aware of what's in Mindscope Games, and then that they feel welcome coming in and having a positive customer experience, which we talked about in the other videos. So eye appeal, really important. Finding the right location will be actually what the next video is about. And that's really important too. But making sure your customers can see what's inside and be curious about it before they even get inside. And don't rely on them peeking through your window. We're not in the 1940s where people go window shopping, literally. But they've got the cars driving by. You need big signage. You need legible signage. You need bright colors. You need an appearance that makes it feel clean and comfortable. And that's what we try to do with Mindscope Games. I'm going to pause this and get closer.